wouldn't put no one above you. That should never ever worry you. That should never ever worry you. Always gotta stay 100 and true. The only time I lie is when I lie with you. Put my pride to the side and then I slide with you. I'm just being true.
What's going on, SOJA fam? If you're new to our channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, comment down below, turn on our post notifications so that you're notified when we upload a new video.
What? She said.
Yes, so in today's video, the long anticipated video that everyone's been asking us, I even have my little notepad because I had to write down and make sure I hit all the talking points that people want to know as to how we got pregnant.
Yes, so we asked y'all on Instagram and we also asked y'all on YouTube in the community tab. Basically just ask any questions you had as to like how we got here. So we had to write it down and make sure we didn't miss out on anything. We're not gonna do it like Q&A style where we're reading question by question because that starts to get like really long and then we have to like explain everything. So, for the sake of time and trying to make sure that this video covers everything, we're just gonna kind of talk and then we're gonna hit each point, like each question that was asked basically.
Yes. And as you can see by the title, it's part 1 of a 3-part series as to our TTC journey, which is trying to conceive. So part 1 is just gonna talk about how we got pregnant, a little bit about in the beginning why we chose to go on this journey, and the other 2 parts will get into further details as to more so like our reactions when we found out we got pregnant, live pregnancy tests, like costs of procedures and things like that. So we're just gonna focus on one thing at a time so that it's not like a 45-minute video, but still covering everything. So if you're at home, sit back, relax. You're gonna be in for quite a bit of a video here. Why we decided to get pregnant.
Right, the most obvious question, obviously, that everyone is kind of curious about.
Yes, why and when. So we actually started this journey in 2018 after our proposal. We decided that it's something that we have been wanting, and more so, like I've been wanting to get pregnant since we moved to LA. So for about, now it's gonna be almost 3 years now, I've been wanting to get pregnant, but given circumstances and just moving to a new city, we wanted to make sure that, financially we were in a good place, and also mentally, emotionally, we were also in a good place.
Yes. So basically we I remember this day like exactly how it happened. We had just left a venue in Malibu, because obviously we're like looking for venues for our wedding. And we're just kind of talking in the car, and Asia, she brought up, she was like, I don't want to like spend so much money on this wedding and then like we don't have enough money to like start a family or do whatever we want to do next. Basically trying to say like she's trying not to, she would basically make it seem as if we had to pick a wedding or a baby, which I mean I had to tell her, I'm like, listen, this is our life. There's no rules, there's no like you have to do this before this and X, Y, and Z, because literally we're not a conventional couple at all, so we don't have to abide by anyone's rules, including society. So like I just basically was like, we can try having a baby now, and versus it's like I was like, you either want to like plan the wedding or like start trying for a baby. And I think for both of us it was a no-brainer that we'd rather try for the baby first. One, because we didn't know how long it would take. Honestly, y'all, it really is trying to conceive, not like conceive. It's not work like that.
It is a process. For some people, it may be a shorter process, but it's still a process when you're in a same-sex relationship. It definitely is something that you just can't be like, oh, I'm pregnant, just like that. Like it takes planning and time and effort into it, so it's not something that just happens overnight. And like Soy said, we didn't know how long it would take us, and just in case it was going to take us some time and we didn't know which route we had to choose, we didn't know anything. We were starting from zero, so we had to like go through each step of the process in terms of, can we even get pregnant, how is that going to work, like things that you don't think about. So moving right along, in terms of choosing a facility or trying at home, that is something that we discussed amongst ourselves, and we decided to go through a fertility clinic instead of trying at home for a number of reasons. One, trying at home can really take a long time. Because one, we don't know what we're doing.
We're not doctors. Honestly, to anyone who's conceived at home, bless you. Because the way we had to go about it, we would have had to use a known donor, and we'll put that in the description there, what that is. But basically it's gonna be someone that comes in and is physically present for, like the sample to be given to us. That way it'd be easier to try at home. But we would have to go, through a bank, basically, to get what we needed. So we basically decided that fertility clinic would have been the best way to go about the entire thing, just because we didn't know how it would work if we tried it ourselves.
So I decided that I was going to do some research on fertility clinics in Los Angeles, reviews. I want to make sure that they're LGBTQ inclusive on their websites, and just making sure that we feel comfortable, because like we said, we don't know how long this journey was going to take us. So we wanted to feel comfortable with where we were going, who we were going to be working with, and also my insurance did not cover any fertility treatment, so this is all out of pocket that we were paying. So I'm like, if we're paying for something, we want to make sure that we're getting the best care and that we have a good team of doctors who is going to support us and feel comfortable with us being in the same-sex relationship coming into their fertility clinic.
And like Aja said, finding a clinic that's LGBT plus, friendly, and also supportive it's kind of hard, because, obviously people can just put it on their website and it's like, okay, sure. But then, the vibe when you get there may be a little off or something like that. So we were very fortunate in finding the place that we did.
Yes. And our fertility clinic link will be down in the description box.
They'll throw their logo on here too, because we love them so much.
Yes, they were an amazing team of doctors. We loved them. From the moment we met our doctor,
Dr. Berger,
all the way to the end. Dr. Berger, shout out to you.
We love you.
He's the real deal. He made us feel so comfortable in our process, and he's so supportive. Let me tell you something. You get around the clock care. I can call him at 3 o'clock in the morning and say, hey, something is not right, and he will answer the phone. He was a dope doctor.
Yeah. So
yes. So also, when you go the fertility clinic route, there are some things that you have to do first before just saying hey, let's just dive right into it. It doesn't work that way. One, the doctor sits you down and explains to you what your options are, how it works to get pregnant, the number of times it typically takes a woman to get pregnant, and then if you don't
that's really important too, because I feel like our first meeting with Dr. Berger, he sat down, and it was kind of like health class, and then we're sitting there, we know how
it's
this
like a
works.
Consultation basically before you jump right into anything. And also you decide to is this a good fit for me? Do we want to go this way? Setting the expectations.
Right. But also, like I said, he was it's like a health class. He basically is just explaining scientifically how getting pregnant works.
Yes.
Basically, it was he had this chart, and it was if you're this age and this egg drops, you have this percentage of getting pregnant. And no one thinks about stuff like this, but it's you think if you're in your 20s, you're golden. That's not the case.
After we had our consultation, he referred us to go get our HSG test, which is a really long name. I don't know how to pronounce it. Something like a histo, something blah blah.
Thingamajig. We're gonna put that word down.
Pingogram.
Yes.
And essentially what that is a test that's done to make sure that both of your fallopian tubes are open, which you need that to be open.
That's how the egg comes down. So
you need that to be open to make sure that you can conceive. And after we got our results back from our test, it was deemed that both my tubes were open, so we got the green light to go to the next step. Typically for same-sex relationships, there are two routes you can go. You can do IUI or you can do IVF. IUI is intrauterine insemination. IVF is in vitro
fertilization?
Yes.
Yeah.
In vitro fertilization.
So the difference is, and this is what a lot of people, they kind of, everyone assumes it's IVF because that's the most popular one that they hear about.
It's what you know of. It's not people don't just say oh, we did IUI.
Yeah, no. So IUI is definitely less known, but it's literally a more simple procedure. Simply explained, IUI, the egg stays in the body, gets fertilized. IVF, the egg comes out of the body, gets fertilized, and goes back in.
It's literally that's simple.
The gist of it.
Yes.
The reason why IUI is better, and why some couples, even if you're not a same-sex couple, heterosexual couples do this too. Sometimes, the male specimen, I'm just gonna say that because we don't want to get flagged for anything.
Yes, we have to be very careful
what
word
words
choice.
use.
Yes.
So the male specimen has issues getting to the egg. So what IUI does, basically it's a catheter, and like it goes into or closer to the uterus, and then it releases it closer to the egg. So basically this makes, you know, like the journey for the specimen easier.
And it's a non-surgical procedure as well. So for IVF, you have to get your eggs surgically removed from the body. So it's a longer and lengthier process. For IUI, it's same day procedure, one and done type of thing. You don't have to be put under, you have to go to sleep, anything like that.
Also, like your OB could do it. It doesn't have, you don't have to go to facility.
Yeah.
Like some OBs do it, like in office.
Yes. So we decided to do IUI, which meant that we did not retrieve any eggs from my body or Soy's body. It was my own egg retrieved with the male specimen, and then inserted into a catheter and then placed into the uterus, hoping and praying that you get pregnant, right? Yeah, no, it don't work that way. It's not just that simple. You know, you think you're going there like, oh yeah, round one, we're gonna get pregnant the first time.
Yeah. Round one.
Huh?
I remember it's a round one.
Yeah. So also another reason why we decided to use my egg versus Soy egg. Well, I had explained in another video that I was going to be the carrier of all of our children. So just in case you're wondering, like, why didn't Soy carry? Soy is never going to carry unless
I wouldn't say never. Oh. If I had to, for whatever reason,
you would.
I would.
Yes.
But it is.
As of now,
Yes.
As of now, I'm going to be the carrier, even of her egg when it comes down to that point. And also, I'm older in age, so my eggs are also older.
Yeah. Which, you know, I know it sounds weird, right? No, but eggs age. So the older you get, your eggs are also older, which means, you know, it sometimes can be more complicated to get pregnant when you have older eggs. So it's better to try and do it with the eggs that, you know, need the most loving right now.
Right.
So we chose Asia's eggs because obviously she's older than I am. So I have more years to, you know, have viable eggs.
And if she was older, we would have did it the other way too. Like if she had the older eggs, we would have chose her eggs to get pregnant with first, just so that we're not like, that clock isn't
you're like
ticking.
missing the window, kind of thing.
I'm sure you're all wondering, how long did it take us to get pregnant? It took us, oh wait, before we get into how long it took us to get pregnant, I just want to say that we did IUI with injectables. And what that means too, because you can do IUI without injectables, which basically you mean you do it based off your natural cycle, how many eggs you naturally produce each month. So yes, typically one egg drops, maybe more than one, depending on your body. Every woman is different. So the reason why we decided to do injectables is to increase our number of chances, or to increase the number of eggs, not the number of chances. Increase
it's both.
Yeah, increase the number of eggs that are dropped each month. We tried with 2 different fertility medications. The first was Clomid, and you can go research what Clomid is, side effects, all of that. Yeah. And then for Firma is the second one that we use, and yes. So, how many times did we try and how long did it take us to get pregnant? So, we tried 5 times to get pregnant. So we did 5 IUIs. 5 IUIs. Over a span of 7 months.
Yeah. We started in April, ended in November.
Yeah, December. That's when we got pregnant.
But our last IUI was in November.
So 5 months, 5 tries, 7 months, and the reason why there are in between months is that because we had to skip months, because some months, based on how my body reacted to the medication, it was not a good time to try again with the procedure, which was also like, someone taking a pen stabbed me, like, what do you mean we can't go through with the next round? But my doctor had best interests, and he cared more about my health than what I wanted. As far as like, I want to be pregnant right now, he was like, it's not a good time, your ovaries are enlarged based off the medication, you should not go forward. And as much pushback as I have given him, he was like, I'll see you the next month, right? And I'm thankful for him in that, versus like, you know, just saying like, oh, I'll just go with what you say, versus what your body needs, and we should not be going forward with the procedure. Yeah, so 5 tries, we did 4 rounds with Clomid, so IUI with Clomid, and in the 5th round we did Firma, and that was the lucky number. IUI number 5 is when we got pregnant. so freaking excited. I did not believe it. I just couldn't believe it.
And we don't know if Firma was the difference, but we do know that Clomid clearly wasn't, I don't know, it just wasn't reacting.
Some months I had a good reaction to it, and other months I didn't. Like some months my body didn't produce any more than 1 egg, and then other months I dropped like 4 eggs and I didn't get pregnant. So it's like honestly based off of what your body decides it reacts well to. And yeah, that's pretty much it. We know that we did not get around to all of the questions, and that's because this is TCC Journey Part 1.
Right.
So if your question did not get answered in this video, don't worry, we will be sure to answer questions in further videos that align with the video that we're putting out. So this was more so of how we got pregnant, the process and things like that. And then we'll talk about how we felt, how it felt for us to get pregnant, live pregnancy tests. We have all of the tests. We are going to get to all of the questions. We're not trying to intentionally leave anyone out. We just want to talk more about the process, how we got pregnant, what do we do, what method do we do.
That's also like the most asked question. So we figured why not start with that, and then obviously you know, there are different questions that have to do different categories, and we'll address them in the video that makes the most sense, like I just said.
And we now have a posting schedule. Yay!
So if y'all notice on our YouTube channel page, like, you know, the main page, we have a new banner.
Okay, SOJA fam, so we really hope that we touched upon everything as to how we got pregnant, why we decided, method of procedure, fertility, doctor, yada 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 yada. So excited to...
Oh wait, I forgot one thing.
What?
Are we still getting married?
Yes. Okay. Are we still getting married? Yes, we are still getting married.
Of course.
We'll just have our little baby with us there at the wedding.
Like I said, there's no rules to how this has to be done. So we made a decision, baby first, wedding after. We are still getting married next year. So that's really it. I mean, we just decided to switch. Like, instead of wedding this year, baby next year, we just did, you know, baby this year, wedding next year. So yeah, that's what answer that question. We're still getting married. Still planning. Still excited.
Yes. And we cannot close out this video without
No, you're not about to have the baby doing it too. Baby in there like
This week's super subby shout out goes to Authentically Aisha.
Hey, shout out to you, Aisha. Thank you for watching, subscribing, commenting something positive on our last video. As always, you know, we love you. Thank you for being part of the SOJA fam.
Yes, if you want a chance to be a part of next week's super subby shout out,
what do you have to do?
comment down below something positive about this video.
Okay.
Make sure you hit that like button.
Okay.
Make sure you subscribe to our channel.
Of course.
And then hit that bell button.
That's it. It's so simple.
Yes. So now with our new posting schedule, you'll be knowing when we'll be dropping our new videos. So, as always, we'll see you on Wednesday. Bye!